Hi there, Erica from Feel Your Core here. Thank you so much for joining us. If you like how we roll, please take a moment. Please like this video and hit that subscribe button. And as always, share with a friend because fitness is always more fun with a friend. So today is finally we got to workout 4 of 4 in the Jumpstarting Your Fitness, Kickstarting Your Fitness piece. So again, we're going to just continue to build on what we've done previously, making the challenges a little bit stronger, right? You can always regress to something we've done a previous week. And then, as always, I'll give you some progressions if you even want to go beyond the level that we're doing today. So let's get started. We're going to start with a bird dog, all right? So quadruped position, hands and knees, okay? So quadruped, because that's 4. So we're going to have 2 hands, 2 knees, and that bird dog. I like to think about reaching an arm in an opposite leg away. I keep my ankle dorsiflexed as I do this because I want to think about everything staying active. I'm going to stay on the same side for now, right? So I'm going to bring this in. So this is kind of level 1, right? Where I'm reaching out and then just pulling kind of right back in. If you want to take it one more level, you can attempt to give some flexion to the spine, touch the knee to the elbow, and reach out. All right, so it's up to you what you want to do, right? As you bring that knee in to touch the elbow, we really have to scoop the belly in to go ahead and make sure that we can actually reach each of those. All right, so we're going to call this 6 more and 5. Trying to close the door behind me with this foot. That's it. Thinking about active leg, active arm, reaching in opposition. Last 3 and 2. And final one on this side. And come on down. Again, so I'm going to just reset, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and we'll go into that other side. So always find that balance first, right? So I'm going to close the door with this foot back here, so dorsiflex ankle, reaching the arms in opposition. So somewhat like our bird dog from last week, not our bird dog from last week, but our cat-cow from last week. This is flexion, exhale, and extension. Exhale, flexion, inhale, extension. So we're just keeping a long line this time, right? Through the crown of the head, from the tail and the heel as we go into flexion and extension, because the exercise is a little bit different, right? It's a bird dog. So we're going to go 6 more here. Exhale, inhale, exhale, scooping the belly in, inhale, getting that 360 degrees of air into my belly, my rib cage to support. And then as I exhale, using the strength of my abs. I like to sometimes say you can zip up a pair of pants as you exhale. That might help you with that activation of the TVA. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Set it down. Nice job. All right, so next we are going to go into a modified side plank with rotation. All right, so if you remember from last week, we did our side plank, right? Looks like this, okay? And we came up into our side plank and we held for 30 seconds. So this time we are going to just rotate through the spine a little bit. Sometimes I like to place my hand behind my head and then touch my elbow to my fist. Exhale. So on that exhale, we're wringing out the rib cage and inhaling to come back up. So length, thinking about some of the things we did last week with the side plank. I'm still pushing the ground away. I'm thinking about making my rainbow underneath my side body and on top. Good. Let's go 5 more here. Exhale, inhale, trying to keep a nice long line from the crown of my head all the way through my knees, through the tailbone. Last 3. Inhale, and 2, and 1. Come up, lower down. Let's try it on the other side. So just bring those legs around, remembering that we want to try and eventually feel equally strong on both sides of the body. So finding that place for you to get into that sideline position, feeling anchored, elbow underneath the shoulder, okay? And then lifting up into that side plank, hand behind my head, inhale, exhale to rotate, and exhale. Again, I like to think about wringing out those ribs. And then when I come back, again, trying to think about length through the crown of my head. I sometimes like to sit back a little in my side plank, so I have to keep thinking about pulling my pubic bone forward when I get back to this place, trying not to let it come out of that as I rotate. Okay, so 6 more here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Woo, come on down. That was excellent. All right, so that is our abdominal focus piece for this. I'm gonna grab some weights, we'll come back, and we'll get everything going. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place this down. All right, and I am going to put my foot on it because you can kind of see the higher this foot goes, hopefully you can see this, the higher this foot goes, the more that I'm already starting at this incline. And so from here, I am going to lift and lower. And so what this allows me to do, put this foot back here, is to be able to already start my foot or my leg at that deficit, right, at that incline. So that, technically I don't really feel like I need to lift a whole lot higher because of where it already starts, right? I don't have to bring my foot below the level of a stair, but you can totally still do that, okay? So let's go, let's go 10 more here. I think that'll make us to 15. So exhaling, zipping up as I lift, trying to keep a nice up and down motion. I can feel myself start to go out onto the outside edge of my foot. So I really want to focus now a bit more on making sure that I stay there with as little help from the wall as possible. Okay, let's go 5 more. Here's 5. I'm starting to feel the warmth, so I'm in the right place. 4. Good. Exhale. 3. These are getting harder. And 2. And my last 1. Okay, so lots and lots of warmth down here. It feels, again, for me, that feels really good. I always tell myself when I feel that warmth, that burning, changes are happening. Magic is happening. So we don't have to be afraid of that, right? We stay in a safe range of motion, something we can control, and then we look for the challenge, all right? So I'm just gonna turn this around the other way and we'll do this foot. And remember, different side, different body, right? So here we go. I'm gonna lift and lower. So I'm doing the best I can today with chit-chatting with you as I'm doing the workout. It is a challenge for me because I am very mind-body focused. I like to be thinking about the muscle I'm working. I like to think about the stabilizers. I like to think about my breath. I like to think about my abdominal engagement. And so it's really hard to do all that while I talk to you at the same time, which is also why I prefer to work out alone. And my little foot sliding. So I'm going to just go up my incline a little bit here. And then, of course, you guys already know that I'm numerically challenged and counting while we're doing an exercise, right? My clients all know this too. They're like, no, Erica, we're done. And I'm like, really? I think we have 2 more. All right, so let's call this 6 more. And 5. Exhale, 4. And 3, trying to go straight up. This side's a little weaker, I think. And 2. And last 1, and a lower with control. Again, I can really feel how I really wanted to be on the outside edge of that foot. So I'm thinking about, in, the first metatarsal, 5th metatarsal being more equal, inner heel, outer heel being more equal to try to keep me going. But I think this left side is a little bit weaker on those heel raises. So more information, good to know. On to the next. Let's go. What I want to do is I just want to make sure that my ankles are hanging off. Not too much because that lever might get a bit too long for however heavy your kettlebell is or your dumbbell. So I like to just get those ankles off, and then I just slide the kettlebell right onto, hope you can see all this, right onto my top of my foot. And you can see I'm starting in dorsiflexion. I do like to think more about the top of the foot pulling back as opposed to just like, bringing my toes back. All right, and you can feel that stretch through the back of the lower limb when you do that. And then I just open up to this plantar flexion, and then I pull closed. So I open and reach and pull closed. Okay, and so that is it. And so I want to do this with, I'm gonna see if I can move that over a little bit so you can see a bit. I'm doing this so that I notice I'm not falling into the action, okay? I'm very controlled, reaching in a plantar flexion, which most people think of it as a point, and then I'm reaching my heel away from me to go into dorsiflexion, almost like I'm trying to move earth or sand with my heel, so that I'm really working. And this is where you feel that tibialis anterior working, when you really pull the tops of the feet back to you or really reach the heel away. I think of both because I like to think in terms of opposition. Okay, we've got 4 more here. The other piece you want to think of is the limb. The entire limb wants to stay stable. So this is wiggling around and wobbling around. You probably need to go ahead and get a lower weighted dumbbell or kettlebell. Okay, it's my last one. I'll hold it for good measure. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Where the mind goes, the energy goes. I'm focusing on that. I feel a nice warmth in here, so we can go on to the next set. So I'll just take it off this guy, put it onto this guy. Okay, and I'll do this, so hopefully you can see that better. And I am going to reach it away and then pull the kettlebell towards me. And so working on your anterior tibialis is super, super healthy with your knees, for your knees, especially in the way that we do it with the heel raises first and then going after the anterior tibialis, right? One muscle's on the front, one muscle's on the back. One of those muscles or group of muscles really helps you propel yourself or jump. The other set, that anterior tibialis, really helps with deceleration, which is very important. Okay, this is something that I did a lot post knee surgery. This was a go-to. I would do it every day because I wouldn't use a weight that's making me incredibly sore. I actually started out both ways with just body weight so that I can just start getting things moving again. Okay, we'll go 5 more here. Here's 5. And I exhale when I bring the foot back to me or reach the heel away. Last 3, exhale, trying to sit up tall. And 2, inhale. And last 1, hold it, hold it, hold it again. Mind, body, thinking about this area. You'll also feel your quadricep, the muscles on the top of the thigh. Those will engage too. I feel a nice warmth, so I can let that go with control. We'll pull this guy off. And that is another option for your toe raises, hitting your anterior tibialis. Give it a try. Next up, we have a squat with a diagonal reverse fly, okay? So we're gonna be working shoulders, maybe a little bit of the upper back. And I have these guys, these again, so we've seen these before for the single leg heel raises. I'm gonna put these down here so that you can actually see how you can use them for a squat, okay? Here's hoping, because I do have socks on. I love wearing toe socks, so I have socks on. So we'll do the best we can to not fully slide down. It does have a little bit of grippy, but we'll see how that works. All right. So I'm going to place this here and here. I think, yeah, I like that. I think that's where I want my legs. Not too close, not too far away. All right. I'll start at the top in the event I start to go down. But again, this is like right our first exercise. This is like kind of the warm up, right? So that's another reason that we're using a little bit of help with these little inclines. You could always, like if you have little plates like that are 2.5 or 5 pounds, you can put your heels on that. If you have a little 2x4, you can do that. But you do want to make sure with those heels elevated that you still feel the whole foot, okay? So that you're not just kind of hanging back in the heels and definitely not all the weight going into your toes. I still want to feel the 4 corners of my feet, right? So big toe mound, little toe mound, inner heel, outer heel. I have a band because that's what we're going to do with the reverse fly. All right. And again, I love this band because I get to choose how much resistance I'm using. All right. So I'm going to start here. And so I'm going to go ahead, chest up, inhale to prepare, exhale, not yet. Inhale, double barrel, exhale just to zip up to find the stack of my containers. And then I'm going to go ahead and squat down. Okay. And then as I come up, I'm going to pull this band apart, and this part is a reverse fly. Okay. And then I'm going to squat down and fly. So on the diagonal, pulling my arms apart, I'm keeping them pretty straight here. Okay. I think this is 5 and 6 and 7. And as you get warmer, you can, if you want, start to go down a little further. So in the squat, I'm thinking about knees forward, booty back, chest up as I come down, and then pushing that floor away and trying to feel the backs of my shoulder in this diagonal reverse fly. All right, exhale to lift and do that reverse fly. Last 3 each side. And 2. And the last one each way, getting the lowest I've been yet. So again, one arm is going over. It's a long lever. That's going to drive my heart rate up. This is a compound exercise. Using the bigger muscles, thigh muscles, glute muscles. Those are going to start to drive that heart rate up. My heart is beating. I'm a little out of breath. I've got a little sweat going, and we're ready to work out. Let's do it. So you are going to want a lighter set of weights because this is also going to tax your shoulders. All right. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring the arms up so that they look like they are in a chest press or push-up position. And so from here, we're just going to take them out and then pull them back in. So you can see I like to keep my elbows slightly below the level of my shoulders and in a bit of an external rotation so that I don't get a whole lot of upper trap involvement here. And I can really work on feeling my pecs as I press out at chest level. Okay, so they're definitely not going higher than the level of the shoulders. I'm about halfway, so I'm going to switch my split stance, and here we go again. Okay, and again, if this ever gets to be a bit too much, feel free to hold one here, and you can reach forward, kind of feeling like, you know, it's a bit of maybe like a little bit of a jab exercise here. I'll do a couple on this side on the single arm, and again, that's just, and so I am kind of bringing this back into chamber. If I'm going to go on the single arm, bringing that elbow in and then pressing out, I'll go one more single on this side, and I'll finish with 5 here. So 5, exhale, 4, zip up, and 3, controlled in and controlled out, 2, and last one, and bring it in. Okay, so a little bit different. You're standing, right? So you're not laying on the floor. So now we have gravity's pulls on you. We have to have some shoulder stabilization. We have to work on the posture. So again, a fun little spin on a chest press. So I'm back with my bands. So now we're going to go into an exercise that looks very much like a lat pull down. Okay, so we're going to take these arms up. All right, I like them slightly in front of me because if I was sitting in a lat pull machine, it would probably be like just a bit slightly in front of me, not like directly overhead. So slightly in front of me, and then I'm going to think about making the letter W with my arms as I pull down. So I'm pulling my elbows down. I'm leading with the elbows, and I'm thinking of armpit to hip as an activation. So for me, I'm feeling some serratus anterior as well as the lats. I am getting a little bit of a chest lift, like showing off my necklace, because again, I don't want to be this. This is not a lat pull. That's a cave-in. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't feel very good. We want to keep the chest up, but not overarch the back. Okay, we have 10 more here. Here's 10. I'll show you from the side. 9. Inhale, exhale, lead with those elbows. Thinking about elbows and armpit to hip. Last 7, turning back around to you. And 6, reach those arms up. Elbows lead to pull down. My palms stay facing you. Last 3 and 2, pulling the band apart as the elbows pull down. 1. Awesome. Feel a beautiful stretch across my chest, across the front of my shoulders, and I'm really feeling this activation like through here, leading with those shoulders, keeping my chest up. All right, so that is your band. Basically, it's a band lat pull, but we call it a pull apart. All right? All right, so we're obviously having a party with our bands today. Next up is a lunge with a single arm tricep extension. All right, so again, I'm gonna loop my hand through, and then I'm gonna put the band behind me, just like this, okay? And then to the best of my ability, I'm gonna try to keep this bicep close to my ear so that I have this, I start on this nice natural resting length for the bicep, or for the tricep. And then I'm gonna go ahead and step the opposite leg forward. And I'm gonna stay stationary here. So my legs are about hip bone distance apart. I think I need to be a little bit wider. And this arm is here. So elbow is going to stay bent as I go down. And as I lift up, my arm is going to extend. Okay, so there we go. That is what we're doing. Again, compound movement, because we got a lot of stuff going on, right? We have a lunge that's working the muscular cylinder of our legs, probably working a little bit of glute on one side or both. And then we have this tricep extension happening there. So we're going to go 10 more here. Ideally, I'm inhaling down, exhaling to lift, trying to keep, you guys got to keep me honest, trying to keep my wrists straight and really work, feeling a straight line coming out of my elbow and going straight up to the ceiling. Okay, probably like 5 more left here. Here's 5 and 4. By the time I come up, my legs are straight. I want my arms straight. Good, last 2. And final 1. Woohoo. Feel that everywhere. So other side, I'm gonna loop this hand through, bring this behind me, grab onto the band. Where are you? There you are. Behind, right around like my low back, okay? Try to bring this bicep a little closer to my ear. Find my split stance. A stance that's gonna allow me to go just, I'm gonna back up a little bit. A stance that's gonna allow me to go just down and up. So here we go, down and lift. And lift. Again, you guys know what I love about bands. It allows me to regress or progress the tension based on how I'm feeling, right? So the hand in the back gets to do that, right? So if I take my hand a little bit lower, I have more space in my band. You probably can see how they're slacking it now. That makes it less hard. And if I want more, I just choke up a bit on the band. It's a little bit harder. Yes, final 8. Exhale, lift. And straight down and straight up. Zipping up those pants as I lift. Trying to keep that wrist straight. Is it straight, you guys? Last 4. Woo, hello, balance. And 3, 2, and final 1. Whew, all right. We got some biceps to get to, so I'll grab my weights for that, and then we're out of here. Here we go. We are officially on the home stretch. We're gonna finish with biceps, and we are done for today. Workout 4 completed. So one of my favorite takes on bicep curls is 21s. All right, so that's 7, 7, and 7. All right, so we do the bottom half for 7, and then we do the top half for 7, and then we do the full range. All right, so I'm gonna do a little split stance here for me, so I feel grounded and I feel athletic. All right, and I have some like ground force, right, to draw from. So I am going to think about keeping my elbows in by my rib cage as I start these guys. I'm probably not going to talk to you too much because I'm only doing 7 of each of these because they're hard. Here's 3, and lower with control. 4, resting length. 5, 6. This is the bottom half, like the bottom 90 degrees. There's 7, top half. Whoa, there goes those elbows. I got to watch those, right? So there's 1. This is smaller. 2, 3. There's 4, 5, 6, and 7. Holy goodness. Final 7. Here we go. We got this. Here is 7. And 6. No, they start feeling heavy. 5. Whew. 4. Come on, girl. Stand form. 3 more. Here we go. 3. Oh, yeah. And 2. Ooh, everything is shaking and burning. And the last one, elbows stay in. Use those abs. Holy goodness. That was 7. I am spent. All right. This was a good one. I like to think they're all good, but some are better than others. I'm aware. So thank you. Thank you for joining me today, for getting through all 4 workouts. Hopefully you could see how there was that base workout that we started with week 1. And then we just kind of started to make little changes to it, right? Maybe we did the same exercise, but we rotated. Maybe originally we were laying on the floor, we did an exercise, and now we're standing doing the exercise, right? Maybe we were on 2 feet and then we went to 1 foot, right? So you can see how over the 4 weeks, we can continue to challenge your body, your stamina, your endurance, your strength. And we can just keep doing this, right? Every 4 weeks, we can just change it up a little bit. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. There is just common thread that goes through all the workouts. So thank you again for joining me today and joining me for these 4 workouts. If you liked what we did, please take a moment to like, also subscribe. It helps us reach more people. We want to help you feel strong. We want to help you feel confident. We want to help you reach your fitness goals. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.